Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda and the channel name is Alba Stitcher, and this is a YouTube channel all about cross stitch. Today is Tuesday the 26th of September and it's been about 3 weeks since my last update, and this is video number 55. Video number 55. So how's everyone doing? Weather's a bit mixed here in the west of Scotland. They're forecasting Storm Agnes to come our way, so we'll see. It is decidedly quite warm for this time of year. I think this morning when I was in the car it was like 15, which is quite warm for the end of September. Anyway, I thought I would do a quick update today. I have a finish, I have some progress on some whips, I have a giveaway winner, I have a new giveaway, and I also have haul. I have a little bit of haul. More than a little bit of haul. So, let me just start. Let's go with the finish, I think. So, as you all know, if you've been watching me for a while, you know that I have been stitching on the Monthly Quakers from the Heart Needleart, Wendy, and I have finally managed to finish September, and here it is. So here is September. Oh my goodness. First of all, I didn't need any extra thread. The one floss of each was fine. I didn't need any extra ones. The colour's not showing up too well. It is really quite purple. And then we have the really pale one, and then we have the grey. But this is the September Quaker. I'm finding these a struggle. I'm not going to lie. I'm really finding these a struggle because they are so big. They take up a big chunk of my stitching time. And it's not that I resent it, because I love when I have them finished, but they really are taking quite a while. I'm a little bit concerned that let me just pause a second to see if I can get the colours a bit better. Okay, I'm not sure if that really is any better, but I tried to adjust the ring light to see if we could get the colours to be a bit clearer as to what they are. But they are very much purple, in that rainbow of purple. So as I was saying, they really take up a really big chunk of my stitchy time. But I'm now so close to doing the full year, I will stick with it. This is now September, and we will have only 3 months left to do. Shout out to Stuart, who's kept up for the full year. Well, he's ahead of me every month, but he's stitched them as well. He's done a great job. But yeah, this one I had a lot of frogging to do. I had a lot of miscounting, and there is some fudging. But you know, I'm not going to point it out. I'm not going to point out where I had to fudge away to get it to fit. But yeah, that's it. Totally finished the September Quaker, and they are lovely, but these are not small stitches, particularly if you're going to do them like I have, which is once a month. So that's the finish. And let me show you October, because I've already kind of organised that. Not that we're ready to start yet, but I thought I would show you the October chart and floss and the fabric that I've chosen. Let me just pull these out. So here is the October chart. Very autumnal, I think. And I've decided to do this one on Vintage Country Mocha. And this is what it will look like. So really looking forward to this one. But I mean, there's no doubt about it, there's a lot of stitching in these. So yeah, that's October kind of prepped and ready to go, which will be, when's the 1st? Sunday. So the end of this week, I'll be starting on this one. It seems to take me a good kind of 2 weeks of my stitching time to do them. But it'll be worth it. I know it will be worth it. But they're not small. In any way, they're not small. Why is that kind of now a bit wonky? Apologise. So what else have I been stitching on? Well, you may remember in my last video I showed this chart here, and this was by Cottage Garden Samplings, and it was called the Bear. I've done a little bit more on this one. I'm doing it all with the called for threads. This is a piece of fabric from River Hut Designs on Etsy. I will link it below. I'm not sure if I linked it the last time, so I apologise if you were looking for it and I didn't include it. And here is my progress on this. I don't show this one at all on Instagram because it's a gift for someone who I know follows me on Instagram, so they don't watch my videos, so I can show it here. I'm really enjoying this one. I mean, he's a big boy. The bear is a big boy, but I'm really liking how he's stitching up. And when I first, I'm not going to deny, when I first saw this design, I was a bit, oh, I'm not sure about a bear doing yoga in the woods. But, and even the colour palette I wasn't sure about, but actually now that I'm stitching it up, I love it. Have faith and trust in the designer. That's what I'm thinking. Yep. So I've got no real, although it's a gift for someone, there is no deadline really for it. I'm just going to try and plug away a couple of days each month to try and get a bit more done until it's time just to finish it. And it's all done in DMC apart from 2 over dies, and they're Havana and Molasses, I think. Yep. So you have 2 over dies. Well, I've got more than one because I'm doing it on 32 count. And then the rest is DMC, and I'm not doing the house. I'm going to remove the house and I'm going to stitch in a heart with this red, which is Cupid. That's my plan anyway. Let's see, that's my plan. So I did a bit of work on that one, and as you know, it's Sampler September. So I had shown, I think I had shown this, that was my September start, and it was going to be this one here, which is by Barrick, and it's AH to EE, and this is a reproduction sampler. It's a Quaker sampler, so you know I have quite a little soft spot for Quakers. Despite the monthly Quakers, I still enjoy stitching Quakers. And I was stitching this on a piece of chalice. It's Picture This Plus Chalice, 32 count. And I had decided to use Pea Coat by Weeks Dye Works. Now, I think you can see the variegation quite clearly there, but I don't think you can see it so clearly when it's stitched up. So I'll show you how far I have gotten. Let me see. It's quite a big piece, and I won't need this size to finish it, but I've not cut it down yet. So here is my progress on the sampler. Here you are. So I really like the fabric. I love the fabric colour. I like it with the pea coat. What I don't like is that I feel as if the variegation is lost a little bit. So I'm hoping that the more I stitch, it becomes more apparent. And maybe part of the problem is that I'm comparing it to the other Quaker sampler that I'm doing, Quaker Diamonds, but it's with totally different threads, and the variegation is really noticeable there, and I really enjoy seeing that. So that is, let me just pull this out the bag. That is my progress on AH to EE by Barrick. It's really nice. It's a lovely Quaker sampler. And this is 32 count chalice by Picture This Plus, and I'm stitching it 2 over 2. So let me put that away as well. That was the only sampler I started for Sampler September. I don't know how much more I'll get done this week because I'm absolutely loving my Quaker Diamonds. So let me just have a quick mouth of coffee and Quaker Diamonds. So you may remember this was my birthday start, and this is the Rosewood Manor Quaker Diamonds. So I pulled this out, I think, a couple of times to try and stitch some more on, and I hoped that last night I would finish this large motif, but I didn't. I didn't. I'm close, but I didn't. Oh, sorry. Here is my progress. Again, I don't need this full piece of fabric I've got, but I've not cut it down yet. Let me just move that down here. Okay, and here you go. And that is my progress. So this motif here, this big motif that I'm plugging away at, is this motif up here. So let me just show you a little bit closer so you can see it. And that's how far I've gotten with it. And this is stitched using the Valdani threads. I had mentioned them before. It's my first time using the Valdani threads. I don't know, can you hear the rain now? It's just now bucketing down. This is my first time using the Valdani threads, and I was very sceptical. I was unsure. I had seen some other floss tubers and people on social media talk about them, so I was really not sure if they were for me. I absolutely love them. I absolutely love them. I'll show you them again. You stitch with all 3 threads. This is a 28 count Brittany Lugana in I think it's soft grey. I had picked it up, I think, on a stash unload. But you use the 3 strands with the 28 count. If you were going to use a 32 or a hand dyed, I think you would struggle because the 3 strands are quite thick. And from what I've heard, not me personally, but from what I've heard, when you try and separate the strands, it can get a bit frayed, but I've never done it yet. There is some over 1, which you would separate 1 strand. I'm not sure I'm going to do them. So I'm absolutely loving this one. And I try and resist that I don't just stitch on it all the time. I'm trying to switch it up so that, in fact, I think I've done that with all the whips that I've been stitching on these last few weeks. It was just to make sure that I leave myself just really wanting more, but then I force myself to stitch on something else, apart from the Quakers, which I have to stitch on. So yeah, loving this stitch. Would certainly recommend charts are really clear and easy to follow, and I'll show you the threads in case you haven't seen them. They come, when I bought them as a little pack for these designs. There's no DMC alternative in the chart, so you would need to do your own matching. And here are the threads. Little balls of delight. I love them, absolutely love them. Let me show you if I pull one out. I don't know if this is the best way actually, because I spend my life having to go and check, but they are. Let me see if I just give it a little tap at the top, you should be able to see. Can you see the 3 strands? Maybe I need to use my board. Let me see. Oh, this is going to be a bit of a car crash, I think. I try my best. I'm sorry, my best is just not good enough sometimes. Can you see the 3 strands? So they're 3-stranded, and you use all 3, and they come in these little balls. As I say, I bought this as a pack. I got it from Arts and Design, which you know I buy a lot of things from there, and they had them all. And then you can see there, if it focuses, it says Quaker Diamonds, or I think this is also the pack for something else. Let me see, I need to read it. Oh, it just says Quaker Diamonds. So there you go. How good. It's an absolute fabulous colour palette, and stitching up with them, I love it. And I have the other seasons as well. So I have Spring Quaker, Summer Quaker, Autumn Quaker, Winter Quaker, and I also have the threads. I don't have fabric for them, but yeah, really, really, really love stitching this, and I'm enjoying it. There's a lot of stitching in it, but there's no rush. There's no rush. So that was my Quaker Diamonds. And then I went a little bit rogue. Well, not really. I should have just stuck with my samplers, but I decided to go a bit rogue. I had seen something on social media about some witch trials in the east coast of Scotland, over in Fife, a place called Pitton Weem. I'd never heard of it, but back in 1704 there was a bit of a witch trial. I think it was 5 women, and then later on maybe 2 more women and a man had all been accused of witchcraft. So it kind of got me thinking a little bit. I was quite interested, and I thought I'm going to take a little trip to Pitton Weem, which I did. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen some photographs. We went down. It's just a really small fishing village, and it's on the opposite side of the country from where I am. So we went there, and I took some nice pictures. As I say, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen them in my stories. And I think I've put one in because when I came back, I picked up this. That's my point I was trying to make. I was kind of in a little spooky mood. So I then picked up this, and I started this last year, Hocus Pocus by Prairie Schooler. I'm not going to take it out the package because it's so noisy. But I started this last year, and I thought, oh, I'm going to pick that up. I want to try and get some more done on it, maybe even get it finished. High hopes, but you never know. So here is my progress, and I'm stitching this on Murky, 32 count Murky by Picture This Plus, and I've done a little bit of a conversion of the threads. I've used some of their kind of base threads the same, so the black, the white, and this kind of grey. There's kind of a couple of greys. I've kept them, but I introduced my 2 favourite Halloween colours, which is Lobster Claw, which is the orange, and Ultraviolet, which is the purple. They're both by Weeks Dye Works, and that's as far as I've gotten. And I was a bit not worried, but I knew there would be a lot of stitching in the moon there, and I thought, oh, that's going to take me forever. But actually it didn't. So we're getting close to halfway. Quite pleased with how it's stitching up. Happy stitching on the Murky. This was a piece of Murky that I had waited long enough for. It was on back order for long enough, and then when it came, it's not quite the usual Murky. It's kind of more camouflage, but I'm fine with it. I really am fine with it. So I'm going to try and stick with this one. Maybe it'll be finished next time I'm here. I don't know. But yeah, these little blocks don't take too long to stitch up. But they're quite stitch heavy, some more than others. But yeah, they are stitch heavy. Let me just check. Does it say? It's going to be inside. Don't want to open it. It's so noisy. But yeah, that's my progress on Hocus Pocus. So yeah, I had a little bit of a witchy kind of moment to myself. And in Pitton Weem, they've got a mural on the wall. I got a couple of photos of that. So if you go to my Instagram and you see the post I've put about this piece, if you swipe, you'll see that there is also a picture of the wall art for the witch trials back then. And these were the 2 overdyes I talked about. I said they were Weeks Dye Works. It's only Ultraviolet that's Weeks Dye Works. It's Classic Colour Works for the Lobster Claw. I kind of like this combination in a lot of the Halloween pieces that I stitch, and then that's just the kind of neutrals that are also included. So I think that's all my stitching in the last 3 weeks. Probably not as much as it could be, but you know, you don't always get to just sit and stitch all the time. Okay, let me talk about giveaways. I had a giveaway in my last video, and the giveaway was for a Bello Filipina chart, which had been gifted to me by Arts and Designs. It was this one. I had asked you to use the word tea, and just the usual, no kind of comments about giveaways or prizes or anything. And the winner is Christine Foster. Let me just do that. It's Christine Foster. So Christine, if you get in touch with me, you can either email me, it'll be in the description box below, or you can contact me via Instagram, and I'll get this out in the post to you. So yeah, congratulations Christine. And I do have a giveaway for this time as well, and I'll see what I've done with it. And my giveaway this time is this chart here, and this is by La-Di-Da, and it's called Something Wicked. It's not too big, it's 169 by 68. I'll maybe put in some threads for you so that you can start right away. If you're interested in winning this chart, please don't use the word giveaway or prize. Please, I would like if you were a subscriber and to like the video. And if you can use the word wicked, that's what I'll search for in my next video, which will probably be about 3 weeks time, maybe. So if you're interested in this chart, please use the word wicked. Haul. I have haul. I can't help it. I have haul. I like my stitching is one hobby and my collecting of stash is another. And I know I should be kind of keeping it all kind of in check a little bit, but I'm not. Basically, I'm not. So the first thing I would want to share with you is I got my Tom and Lily Creations threads. If you're in the club and you've not received yours yet, please look away now. I'll only be a minute or so showing this. So this was the September threads. And they come lovely. They're all packaged up and you always get a little bit of tea, little tea bag in there. But these are the threads for September, and the theme was fig. So yeah, let you see, there's kind of warm. Let me see if I can just make this a little bit more presentable so that you can see the threads, because that's the most important thing. I won't go through them individually. Okay, sorry, waiting with bated breath there. I'm so sorry it took me so long. Those are the threads for September. You get, is it 10 threads, I think? Yeah, I think it's about 10 threads. Get them delivered. I love them. They're a good. I'm stitching one of my Christmas pieces with them. Yeah, I think they're really good threads. Quite puffy. The stitches are quite puffy, which is good. Particularly if you use one of the kind of lower counts, the 28 or 32s or 30. But yeah, so that was the September threads, which was the theme of fig. Let me see what else I've got for you. Oh, I've left something next door. Hang on a second. That's me back. So the first piece of haul I have was very much enabled by Sandy, who was at the recent Stitchy Day that I attended, and she showed her finish of Phoenix Queen, which was absolutely beautiful. So I had to then just go online and buy it. Also bought the bead pack for it, so that'll hopefully be a start. I've not got any fabric or threads organised yet, but I did want to definitely get the chart. It's beautiful, really, really lovely. See, when I saw it in real life, unbelievable. So that was the first piece of haul. I then picked up the new Tiny Town, which was Tiny Town Harvest. I've seen a couple of people stitch this. Looks really nice. I also picked up Luminous Fibre Arts Enchanted Quaker. Not that I need another Quaker in my life, but I really like this one. I also picked up the next instalment. Let me just take it out. The next instalment in the Tiny Modernist little Halloween like smalls, but you can also do them as one full design. So I picked up that, and I've seen that the next one is out, so that'll be the third and I think the final one, which is 9 to 12, and I think that's it. So I picked up that. Also I picked up this one, which is one of the skinny pillows by October House Fibre Arts, and this one is Deck the Halls. I picked up this chart here, which was a Nashville release. Get words right, Amanda. And although I do love the main chart, really, this was the one I liked. See this one here, which is palmistry, as in palmistry but for cats. I don't know if you can see that. So yeah, I really like that one. All the Cats by Crocette Gogo. And then I kind of had to buy this one. Because yeah, I've got stash that will last me several lifetimes. And this is by Lucy Beam, and it says buying cross stitch like I'm immortal. Yeah, I kind of see myself stitching that shortly, because I have not got anything else to stitch. I might as well stitch something else. So yeah, thought that was quite funny. And then I also picked up this chart here. Now somebody showed this in their video, and I really don't know who it was, but it was from that video that I went looking for the chart. I got this one from 123 Stitch, but I was on Arts and Design's website and they also have it, so you can get it from there. And I just really liked it. I do quite like kind of like woodland Santas. I've already got a lavender and lace one, and I've got a couple of Jim Shore kind of ceramics that are kind of woodland Santas, but I really liked it, and I quite liked it with the blue coat. I actually bought the overdyes, but I'm wondering now if maybe I'll change it and just do it in a red. I'm not too sure. It's 142 by 164. I'm not sure when I'll start it. The chart looks, there's a lot of back stitch, but it's not too bad looking. But yeah, I picked up that Woodland Santa. I also picked up, what else did I pick up? I got my fabric of the month that I get from Patchwork Rabbit, and this one is Fibre on a Whim, and it's brown sugar. This is 32 count Belfast linen. That's a fat quarter. Kind of blown out. It is really quite mottled. It's lovely. But I really like that one as well, and I also bought that. On stash unloads, I picked up this chart here. Someone was having a stash unload on Instagram, so I picked up Hello Spring. If you might remember in my last video, somebody had gifted me Hello Winter, so I've just got the other two to pick up, and then I'll have the full set. And I also picked up this little needle minder. It's not little, it's actually quite a big needle minder. It's Soema. So I think it's through I bought it from a quilting shop here in the UK, but I think the Fat Quarter shop in the US is the one. So I picked up that autumn one because I really liked it. I thought I had bought another chart. Maybe I haven't. Maybe I don't know what I've done with it. I'm sure there's another chart somewhere. So that was all my haul, but I was very kindly gifted this book by Search Press. They contacted me and asked me if I would like a copy of this book, and I showed it on my Instagram, and somebody said, oh, would you do a flip through? And I'm happy to do a flip through of it. I need to be, I don't need to be super careful, but I'll just talk a little bit. It's surface embroidery, so it's not exactly cross stitch, but you can see the motifs are very small, and the idea is that it's a kind of daily thing that you would do, so at the end of the year you have a full kind of completed project. And I quite like that idea. I like the idea of doing something so at the end of the year you have a kind of tangible thing that you've completed. And I really enjoyed doing my Blackbird design stockings, which I did 3 years ago. I'm enjoying the Quakers even though they're so big. I did enjoy last year my Prairie Schooler, my Prairie Birds, but I think that was purely because at the time I had lots of problems with my leg. I was very ill, and I think that was why I didn't enjoy it. But in general, I like to do something, whether it's monthly or even seasonally, so that I've got something quite tangible at the end of the year that I've completed. So this book here is ideal if I would say you're a beginner for surface embroidery, or you've maybe dabbled a little bit. You've got iron-on templates included, and the woman who's written the book, you'll find her on Instagram, Oh So Beautiful. So if that was something that you would like to follow to see the other things that she does. But if you look here on the back, you can see a little bit closer just the small tiny motifs that you would embroider on a daily basis, and how she's split it up, and you've got it into several months, and then you would just start building. So I'll show you a few of the kind of themes, because for me that was important. She calls it artistic samplers, which I think's quite good, but there's kind of lots of examples at the front of ones that have been done over the years, and then she gives you a kind of brief kind of introduction to what you would need, and then transferring, and then the stitches that are utilised, so you can have a little play around with them, and the instructions are very clear. And then you've got a kind of range of different topics. So they've classed it as the motif directory, and I'll try, and I don't want to go through every single one, but I just want to give you a feel for what you've got. So there's kind of like on the farm. I hope you can see that. Can you see that? Let me see. Pick some random ones. Some ones for birds. Let me see. And you've got kind of sea life. Yeah, took me long enough to get the best way to show you. Some house plants. So yeah, there's pages and pages of this. Little one with food. So all these pages, the majority of these pages are all just designs. Then you've got like topical ones for seasons, so that's Easter, Valentine's Day. So there's a real kind of choice. There's some Christmas ones. So yeah, I just wanted, somebody had said, could you do a flip through? Obviously they were interested in the book, so a lot of information in it, I would say, and a lot of good guidelines and kind of examples, and at the back you've got the transfers for you to do that. So yeah, that's from Search Press, and as I say, Steph Arnold's the author, but she's also beautiful on Instagram. Okay, so let me think, what else have I got to share with you? Life update. Oh, I've got one more thing to share. Not stitchy related, but I'm sure some of you would enjoy to see it. I bought this mug. This is a Ray Dunn mug. I couldn't get it in TK Maxx. I ended up buying it off eBay. It's one of the big ones, so yeah, it's huge. But drink up, witches. I'm certainly in the kind of Halloween mood. So I picked that up, and it's this beautiful kind of iridescent purple. Don't know if you can see that. I think you can. So yeah, picked that up as well. TK Maxx has got quite a lot of Halloween stuff if you're interested in getting some things. A bit of a life update. I don't really have any life update for myself. Everything is fine. My leg is healed. I still have a big scab on it. I'm hoping for it to fall off. Apart from that, I'm fine. There's no issue with me. My father, on the other hand, things are not going so well. They've changed his medication, and as a result, he has good days and bad days. Maybe some more bad days than good days at the moment, but hopefully things will settle down again. Yeah, that's really it. I don't know. Don't want to dwell on it too much. I appreciate everyone's great support and understanding, because I know there's several people also going through similar stuff. You just have to take one day at a time, see what happens. But I think that's all. I think that's all that I've been up to. I hope you're all doing well. As I said, I had been at a Stitchy Day a couple of weekends ago. It was really good. If you get the chance to go to a Stitchy event, I would certainly recommend it. There seems to be quite a plethora of ones across the country if you're here in the UK. Plenty down in England. A few up here, not so many, but I would certainly seek out the Facebook groups and join the Facebook groups so that you can get in for the next one. My next Stitchy retreat is in November. Looking forward to that. Seeing some people again, getting some quiet time to stitch. But I'll be back in a few weeks' time. If you're interested in winning the chart, use the word wicked. And yeah, thanks for all your likes, follows, comments, and I'll see you all in a few weeks' time. Take care. Bye bye.